called volunteer lawyers and accountants for the arts. Early on in Firecracker's history, we had signed a lease in the building we were located in and found out sort of abruptly that we were getting kicked out of the space. The reason we were getting kicked out of the space was not by any fault of our own, but because the space we were in was getting turned into lofts. So I called Sue Greenberg at the VLAA, and she hooked me up with a local lawyer. And that gentleman and I talked on the phone for a couple of minutes. I shared my concerns with him, and he put together a statement about my rights on his letterhead. We forwarded that to my landlord, and the next conversation I had with my landlord had a different tone. And this time, my landlord was much more amicable to making a deal. And I tell everybody that that was a really great, a bad situation that turned into a real positive situation, because I had now some seed money to go out and find a new space. We could expand a little bit beyond what we were doing in that current space. What I like about it is that I feel like it didn't really take much time from the lawyer. He hopefully felt like he was helping an individual, and may have had the feeling that this is what I got into the law practice for in the first place, was to help people out. We were in a situation where we were vulnerable and weren't quite well versed on what our rights were. And so the VLAA stepped in and really helped us out.
So success as an artist or an arts organization like a gallery or a theater company or those kinds of things has always taken an incredible amount of hard work, of technical skill and know-how. But in today's world, it also takes the ability to navigate very complicated business and legal issues. And that's really where VLAA comes in. We wanted to do something special to celebrate our 30th anniversary at VLAA, and something that was a little more fun and creative. So we commissioned the Firecracker Press here on Cherokee Street to make a card for us that we could provide to former board members and friends and volunteers and other people that have been helpful to us throughout this 30 years that we're celebrating.
We go to the drawing board then and start doing design work, putting things together, colors, thinking about special aspects and custom ideas that will make this thing special. And once that's finished, call Sue in to look things over. She and I sat down for a little while. We kind of took her through the story of how the design developed, with the background layer of the card being sort of the very beginnings in 1982. Bringing that into another layer about what the VLAA does, and then we started carving wood blocks and getting things set up on press. The process for carving is, I don't know, taking us a day or so. Each of the colors goes through the press once. We've got to let them dry in between. So the blue goes down first, dries overnight, then we come back the next day and we put the green down, let it dry overnight, and then we come back the third day and put the orange down. Once that's done, we let them dry, we trim them, fold everything together, package them up, and ship them out the door.
So another part of our mission is to provide educational programs and opportunities. And one example of that is our No Artists Left Behind series. That's a college outreach initiative that we do where we bring artists into the classrooms, and it really helps the students understand the things that they're going to need to do to transition into their careers as artists.
When I talk to college students about being a professional artist, I think what I want them to know is that they can make it with the right tools. They go into art school with a certain passion. They're following something that's deep inside their heart and it feels right. And they get out into the real art world, the practicing art world, and sometimes they find they don't have the tools or the knowledge to make it. All of a sudden they have bills to pay that they aren't getting the money for. So with organizations like VLAA and with information that they provide, I think that's an important set of tools in their toolbox to be able to take account of their finances, to set up an appropriate agreement that allows them to get paid, lets them know that what they're doing is worth something. It's a lot of hard work, and it's worth a living. You know, they can do this with the right tools.
When we were trying to decide how to celebrate our 30th anniversary, we really wanted to do something fun and something a little different. So we decided to have our anniversary party at the Metropolitan Artists Lofts Grand Center. This is a building that provides affordable housing for artists, and it's an incredible creative community in St. Louis. And in the spring, we're going to come back and we're going to have some free tax preparation and legal clinics there at the Metropolitan Lofts and at the Leather Trades building just down the street.
To have free services like that, again, at the building is just very inspiring and helps the artist to be on point with whatever they do. And here I am, very inspiring to be here. Not only because of the location, because you're around other artists, and they make this building very user-friendly for artists. So Urban Canvas Artist Network, that's a brief story for me. A long time ago, did a piece of work. I was 8 or 9. I loved it, showed an adult. He tore it up, said art is not good for you. I believed him for a long time. And I wish I did not, because it slowed me down for my art years. Fast forward, Urban Canvas Artist Network, I want to ensure that other youth are motivated to pursue their passion. Without VLAA, the average cost to start a nonprofit is $3,000 above. So they really inspired me. It was like a dialogue. When I fell down, they said something that would motivate me to keep going. And before I knew it, we have a full 501c3 nonprofit. We've touched already so many young lives within the past year and a half. We just started, but we did so much, and there's a lot more to go.
If you provide infrastructure and support for artists and arts organizations, they will succeed artistically and commercially. And they'll be around to make art that benefits all of us and supports the greater community.